Hello and welcome to Zero Cool Gaming and today's anime review. Today I'll be reviewing one of my favorite animes, Akira. Akira is a old anime from the 90s, and it was one of the most unique animes I had ever watched. Got me really into anime. It was one of the animes that actually got me into anime. Of course, when I was younger than that, I watched things like Robotech and uh, there were a few others. But for the most part, it was Akira that really set it off. Now, what is Akira? Akira is it's a kind of like a cyberpunk futuristic world, but not futuristic. It's odd, very odd. But regardless, it is also a very good action adventure show. It's just good entertainment. Nothing wrong with that. Lots of blood, lots of gore, lots of violence. And that's good. I like that. But that's not why I like the show. I like the show because it is a very integral experience. There are actually two stories occurring simultaneously with each other. One of them is weaving within the threads of the action adventure that you are watching, and I really like it when movies do stuff like that. There are very few of them, and I really wish that we'd get to see more of that. But, we live in today's world, and today's world doesn't like that sort of thing, so I don't watch today's entertainment. In fact, that's one of the reasons that I started this channel, was to, I guess, let people know what kind of entertainment I enjoyed throughout my life, and let people know that that entertainment is out there, if they would like to go looking for it. What they produce today is not entertainment. It's agenda-driven propaganda, and I will not be a part of it. I will not pay for it, and I will not support it in any way, shape, or form. So I will instead go out and let you guys know what it is that I did enjoy throughout my life, and I still enjoy today. And Akira is definitely one of those shows. I mean, it's got psychics, it's got motorbike gangs, it's got a little bit of everything. It really does. Uh there is just wow. Um so let's kind of go over what it is, and how the story breaks down, I guess, and how the show kind of moves its way along. Akira itself is talking about somebody who is no longer living as we would understand, but still very much alive. And how he returns. It's a prophesized thing that uh, others have foreseen occurring. But they also knew that, great travesty would come with that occurrence. And it does. And beneath all of that is a secondary story that is left up to the viewer to decipher as they will. I'm sure that they had a story that they intended to present. And I don't think that's necessarily what you have to perceive. I think it was truly designed in such a way that it's left up for you to see what you want to see, for you to perceive what you want to perceive. And that's why I say it's one of the better shows out there, because that is a very hard line to walk on. It really is. If they tried to produce something like that today, it would just be shot down and nobody would produce it. Not because it wouldn't be entertainment, and not because it wouldn't be profitable, because they've proven that they don't care about profit. It's because it tells stories that those who are in power today would not want to be heard. which makes it really relevant for people today. So by all means, go look up Akira and see what it has to say. Um, Along with that show, there are some, nice parts to it, I guess you could say. Uh, there are a lot of sit down drama parts where it's about relationships and, getting to know each other and uh, building trust, honor, um, one's true nature. Story about how power corrupts and absolute power will absolutely corrupt. Uh, it makes it interesting. It really does. How, what happens to somebody's outlook on life when you give them a power that they truly can't handle? When you give them the ability that, that gives them total power over most, if not all, those around them. Yeah, I think many of us would fail that power trip. And it kind of looks at that in a very realistic way. It really does. Um, it looks at love and relationships in more of a teenager to young adult way, you know. Um, and of course, it looks at violence as just part of everyday life. It really downplays itself in that respect. And that, to me, was done deliberately. Just like we see today. The violence on the streets, burning of buildings. It's all peaceful protest, people. Nothing to see here. Move along, move along. Of course there is. But, that's neither here nor there. But it portrays that same kind of outlook in that respect. How no matter how brutally violent things get, as long as it's for the right side, nobody's going to report on it. Nobody's going to say anything about it. And if it's ever brought up, they'll just be like, oh, that's not what it was. It was peaceful. Yeah. Okay. But regardless, this was one of those shows that was definitely way ahead of its time. And it was a good thing for it. Because if it had been tried to be produced during its time, it would have never been produced. Just absolutely. There's no one that would produce that today. And that truly is a sad state when you think about it. When there are shows that were produced back in the 90s and early 2000s that would never be produced today because of the message that they present. How did we fall so far? How did things get this bad? But anyway, that's my review of Akira. It was a very good show. I enjoyed it greatly, and I hope that you will too. Have a good day.